Hi, I'm Mark Toole with 8020service.com, and today's customer service video question of the day from Quora is, how useful do you think questionnaires are? If so much use is made of them, they must surely be effective. Okay. Well, I like this question because all questions on Quora have big assumptions built into them, almost all of them. This one, they take their assumption and make it explicit. If so much use is made of them, they must surely be effective. Well, yes, a lot of companies will ask you to fill out a survey. Clearly, a lot of use is made of them. But must they surely be effective? Not necessarily. If we were operating in a world of individuals, people with skin in the game, if I was running my own company and you bought from me and I sent you a survey or a questionnaire to fill out, then I must be getting something out of that, or I'm just incompetent. But if thousands of people like me were doing that, then yes, they must surely be effective. But I'm not sending you a survey to fill out. Some giant faceless corporation is sending you a survey to fill out. So they must surely be effective. They wouldn't do it if there was no reason to do it. Of course they wouldn't. But they're sending them out not necessarily because they're getting some information from this that's going to improve their business, more likely because someone in that business is getting some sort of personal benefit from the surveys going out. I don't mean this to sound like some sort of conspiracy or a bad thing. It's not necessarily. But people working in jobs try to do their best job there, maybe for the benefit of the company, but really for the benefit of themselves. If you have a boss who's telling you to do a certain thing, you don't think that thing makes sense, but the guy keeps hounding you about it, and you say, hey man, this doesn't make sense. He's like, do it anyways or you're fired. You're either going to leave, and if you leave, this question no longer pertains to you because you're not in the business, or you're going to do it. And it doesn't have to be that explicit either, but just you work somewhere and the boss says, hey, we send out surveys after the call, send out a survey. Actually, why don't you write this survey, and then we'll have 16 meetings about it in windowless conference rooms and analyze to death every question and have a bunch of dweebs rewrite them so they're not persuasive or interesting in any way. Committee, group decision thing. Then we'll send them up the chain of command to 6 other meetings with 6 other bosses, and eventually this thing will be sent out. Okay, why are we doing all this? Oh, because 3 bosses up from me said 6 bosses up from me said he wants to know what the customers are thinking about stuff, and 3 bosses up from me said we should do that by a survey, and 2 bosses up said that the guy below him should figure out the survey, and he said that I should figure out the survey, so I'm saying you guys figure out the survey. Now, all these people are doing that just because someone told them to. They're going to then get survey results. They don't want to look like they're wasting their time. These bosses all the way up here don't want to think, what? Why are we doing these surveys if they're so pointless and stupid? So the questions are written to elicit certain responses, and the results are taken, and most likely what they do with these results is they put them into a complicated spreadsheet, run them through some ridiculous formulas that another team of dweebs somewhere else in the company came up with or read off the internet or got advanced college degrees in mathematics to concoct. And they create some numbers, they put them in little graphs. They put the graphs in a PowerPoint slide, and in one of their many, 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 many meetings, they flip through 300 slides, one of them showing these graphs, showing the customer survey satisfaction, NPC number, whatever they call it, has gone from a 16 to a 37, and that's good, but then it went to a 26, and that's bad, but now it's a 49. Hey, look, we're improving. And then the boss says, hey, wow, good job, boss number 4. You improved the customer service numbers. Here's a bonus for you. Maybe the people beneath there who did the stuff get a bonus, maybe they don't, but the one key point that I'm making here, all of these people are doing this for maybe a personally rational reason, because their boss told them to, because they want to look good for their boss, because they want to get a bonus from their boss. None of them are doing it for a business reason, because we need this company to make more money, because this information that we're gathering from these customers is going to be directly used to fix or improve or change anything. It's just to pat themselves on the back and make themselves look good so they can impress their bosses and get whatever comes along with that, for the most part. That's why they're done. There is a rational reason that the people who create these surveys and send them out do so. There's a rational reason that they're written in the way that they are to elicit certain responses from people, and none of those reasons necessarily have anything to do with business profitability, customer retention, customer satisfaction, any of these things. They're to create a stream of numbers to put into the PowerPoint slide to show in the meeting and say, look, we did some stuff. That's all it is. Now, this is a generalization. There are companies who send out surveys. Maybe they do useful things with the surveys. Maybe they have like one question and then they get the answer to that question and then they actually change something in the business. These are going to be smaller companies where the people sending out the surveys, deciding on the surveys, writing the questions, have a specific thing that they want to know for a specific reason. If a survey is sent out without a specific thing that you're trying to figure out, without a specific reason, just to generate data to plug into a formula on a spreadsheet somewhere, nothing. There's no business use for that. There are personal reasons for that in the corporate hierarchy, but not an effective business use. So, how useful do I think questionnaires are? For the most part, a huge waste of time. I've talked about this in other videos. I'll mention it very briefly here. The problems with surveys, questionnaires, whatever you want to call them, is the only people who fill them out are losers. What do I mean by that? I mean, I have better things to do with my time. I put in a maintenance request in my apartment that the light bulb in the hall is out. They send me 16 emails. Hey, you forgot to fill out the survey about light bulb changing. Don't care. Better things to do. Who's filling that out? Little old ladies, people with no friends, people who respect or obey everything they're told to do. Fill out survey, okay. Or people who are really, really angry at you and hate you, or people who are really, really happy with you and love you. You guys are the worst. I hope your whole company goes out of business and all your families die. That's going to be maybe 25% of your survey results. And you guys are the best. I hope that Jesus comes down from heaven and rains gold coins on your house and the unicorn shows up. That's going to be 25%. Those are worthless. And then the middle is just going to be losers. I'll call them that. Who fills out surveys? Not me. You either have a specific bitch or a specific compliment you want to put in that survey, or you're just doing it because you're told to, which is weird. And if you bribe people, if you offer a reward or coupon or something, it's going to be garbage answers there too, because it's going to be middle of the road, 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 middle of the road. Where's my reward? Come on. It can be done usefully in very specific, narrow situations. Most of the time, it's just a vast, blasted out blanket request for information. Nothing's going to be done with that information except for graphs on PowerPoint slides to get somebody a bonus. So that's my answer there. I don't think questionnaires, surveys, whatever you want to call them, are typically very useful, especially not in the way that most businesses do them. I think that there are more intelligent ways to figure out what's going on with your business and your customers. For example, customer retention is a pretty good way to figure out customer satisfaction. If people are coming back, if people are renewing their subscriptions, they probably like the thing you're providing. Customer complaints, lots of complaints about things, lots of cancellations, they probably don't like it. Ask you, hey, do you like this? You canceled. Did you think it's bad? Waste of your time. Waste of everyone's time, unless you want to put it on that graph and get that bonus from your boss. So that's all for this question. I'll wrap it up here. The assumption here is the interesting part. They must surely be effective. They're not surely effective at business purposes. They're surely effective at pleasing bosses' purposes or something like that, which is why you see so many of them. As always, I do one of these videos every weekday on a customer service question. On Quora, I also post them on YouTube. If you have a question, you can ask me on Quora. You can ask me in the comments on YouTube. I may use it in a future video. And I also write regularly on business and customer service questions and topics, both on Quora and on the website. So if I don't do a video, I may use your question in one of those two formats as well. The website, of course, is 8020service.com, and I have a daily email list there. So go sign up. You'll get all those updates there as well. Otherwise, today's Friday. I'll be back on Monday with another video.